Well, welcome back in to another real-time video where I am creating on a Rolodex card. And to begin off, I am using some matte gel medium to get some what I call tissue fabric collage down on this card. I will link above to the video, the part one of a two-part video of how I create this tissue fabric. And once I get that completely dry, I am coming in and trimming this down, and there are a few edges where the fabric did not get attached to the Rolodex card, so I am going to come in with some Fabri-Tac and get any lift up pieces secured to the surface of that Rolodex card. And this is some homemade sand paste, and I am going to link up in the upper right hand corner a video where I show you how to create your own sand paste. It's a lot less expensive. And I'm just going to use the plastic palette knife and get some of that paste added randomly across the card, the Rolodex card. And I got that good and dry, and I'm coming in with some Distress Oxide spray in Stormy Sky. And I'm just going to use the spray nozzle like a paintbrush and apply that to the areas where I put down that sand paste. And once I get that added, I'm going to come in with my mister and apply some water to it so it kind of flows into that background tissue fabric that I created and collaged down onto the card. Now I am going to dry this, but the Oxide sprays have a tendency to leave a film, like that oxidization effect. It doesn't fully dry, so I am coming in with my towel and gonna pick up some of the excess that's on the surface of the card. I've pulled out one of my button jars and looking for a button to go onto the surface. I did locate one that I liked. It did have some almost distressed kind of vintagey kind of gold color to it, and looking for some DMC floss to then sew that onto the surface of the card. I am going to pull out my awl and pre-punch the holes for this to go through because it's pretty thick now with everything that I have on the surface, and then go ahead and sew that button onto the card. And since the pink of the DMC floss matches the pink that's in that tissue fabric that I used, I'm going to go ahead and leave it to the front of that button and kind of fray it out a little bit, just to pull your eye in, and actually it kind of brings you across the card and leads your eye directionally. And next it's time to find some words to go on the front of this card. This is always a trick for me. I find I really need to find words that really express what's going on the card or pulls it together. And so that's a lot of stress sometimes, especially when you have so many words that could go on here, so many options. Sometimes it's a challenge to find something, and then other times it happens and it just seems like it's exactly what's supposed to be on the front of the card. So I'm going to get my words added to the surface of this card. It kind of felt like since the words were on white and there was a lot of white in this background, they really needed something to set them apart. And I thought it might be nice to kind of pull that gold in a little bit more from the button. So I did find some metallic gold paper. I think this is from a candy wrapper or something like that. Or maybe it was from a cosmetic. I don't know. It's some part of some packaging. That's all I know. And so I am going to back these words with this gold foil. And to tie it in even more, I'm going to come in with some Marabu spray in gold and just do some sprinkles on it. These will turn out really nice and fine, and just kind of give it that little last piece that feels like it's more of a finished, like it is finished.